Here again with another Breaking Bad Season 2 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important. If you are caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Breaking Bad, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for those of you that are wondering, yes, I've watched this show many times, so join me on the journey of rewatching this amazing show and discussing it in the comments section. This will be Breaking Bad Season 2, Episode 7. The title of this episode is called Negro y Azul. And I might be saying that wrong. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. We have some Mexican music video playing to start the episode. And then we have Walt giving a student a one-on-one discussion. He wants Mr. White to give him a higher score, so it's a passing grade. I believe a 60 is a passing. He's like 57 or 58. And Mr. White says, "Don't bullshit a bullshitter." And the answer is no. Next time, apply yourself. That's something Walt would tell Jesse for sure. It wasn't Jesse, though. And then we see that Walt has his cell phone hidden in the ceiling. So he just pushes the ceiling tile up to grab this phone. And Walt says in a message to Jesse that that thing we talked about where I said to handle it, well, don't. And then Walt goes to Jesse's place. Jane asks Walt, "Can I help you?" Because Walt's like banging on the door and Jesse's not answering. And Walt tells Jane he needs to get inside. And Walt insists on getting inside Jesse's place, and Jane declines. Like, "I'm not going to let you in there." And he actually says that he's his father. And then Jesse finally opens the door and says, "Come on in, Dad." Jesse's been getting high, also taking care of this business, and shows Walt the gun. And Jesse gives him his half. It was more than $4,000. And Walt wants to know what happened. Jesse tells him, dude's wife crushed his head with an ATM machine. Jesse tells Walt about Spooge calling his girl a skank, and she killed him for that. Badger calls and leaves a message about, hey, we're ready to pick up the stuff, in more code than that. And then Walt wants Jesse to get back to work, but Jesse just wants to forget and lays back down like he's having trouble coping with what happened. Hank's down in El Paso for his new job. Combo, Badger, and Skinny Pete are waiting for Jesse to arrive with the goods at a location. Instead, Walt shows up since Jesse wanted to go back to sleep, tells him that he's Heisenberg, and Walt asks them what they've heard about Jesse. Today, everyone is paying up, as Skinny usually has to chase down dudes for money. We see that Skylar is applying for a job at her old place, Beneke Fabrications, and Skylar wants to see Ted Beneke, so she ignores the receptionist and just kind of goes by Ted's office and knocks, and he sees her and immediately wants to talk to her. And Skylar and Ted Beneke catch up, and Ted, of course, has twins, and they're gorgeous future movie stars. And she tells him she's applying for a data entry position, and Ted actually offers to give her her old position back, the one that she had before she left, as a bookkeeper. Walt talks to Jesse about opportunities. He tells Jesse he lacks initiative. Other crews won't do anything about it if they take over a new territory. Because he wants him to circle the area and then just take the whole area. That's what he wants. And Walt tells Jesse that he's a blowfish. And this conversation actually gets Jesse excited. Hank and company meet with the DEA informant Tortuga, played by Danny Trejo of From Dusk Till Dawn, Con Air. Those are just the two movies. Machete. Those are the three movies that I thought of off the top of my head. Didn't have that written down anywhere. Love Con Air, by the way. All those cons were amazing. Nicolas Cage, annoying. John Cusack, annoying, but okay. I mean, they weren't terrible, but the cons were the best part of that movie. Anyway, Tortuga, I believe is how you pronounce it, he tells Hank to learn Espanol because all these other guys know Spanish and Hank does not. He wants a bunch of random things before he tells them where the drop is, like these catalogs and these shop-at-home things like a Derek Jeter autograph and stuff like that. Skyler tells Marie she got herself a job today at Beneke Fabrications, and then Marie asks, is the money that tight? Walt comes home, goes right back to the bedroom, and goes to the bathroom to puke, or cough a lot, I should say, and then puke. Walt finds out the next morning that Skyler got a job back in the accounting department at Beneke Fabricators, and Jesse finds out that Jane works part-time at ABQ Inc. She's a good drawer, and Jesse used to be one as well. Jesse asks what kind of tattoo artist has no tattoos. And Jane says it's too much of a commitment, or too big of a commitment. Hank's new team doesn't like the fact that he was hired and doesn't even know how to speak Spanish. Tortuga has been beheaded, and his head has been placed on a tortoise. And this is crazy. So one of the guys, they go to where the tortoise is, and one of the guys picks up the head, and boom, it explodes. Now, I've seen this episode probably at least 7 times. It might be 10 times. I knew it was going to happen, but that startled the shit out of me. Because I was just thinking, okay, it's going to blow, and then also I don't know. But anyway, just wanted to share the fact that I still got slightly startled by that explosion. Luckily for Hank, he was by his vehicle and wasn't injured, but everyone else was. Deaths, missing limbs for the rest of his new crew. Walt says they need to raise the price of their product, corner the market, and then raise the price. Simple economics. Skyler finds out Ted and his wife split up about a year ago, and then Ted tells Skyler they should have lunch one day like old times. And I believe it was hinted at some point during the episode by Marie that Skyler and Ted Beneke did have a romantic relationship. I think I might be wrong on that. If you know for sure, make sure you leave a comment. I guess I could look it up, but at this point, now that I'm thinking about it, let me know. Otherwise, I don't, it's irrelevant to a degree. Jesse goes out to smoke when he hears that Jane is home. It's his way of talking to her, and says his name really isn't Jesse Jackson, because that's the name he gave her when he was getting the apartment. It's Jesse Pinkman, and the guy that she met the other day isn't really his dad. She doesn't care what he does as long as he doesn't do it there. And then he invites Jane over to see his new flat screen. It's still searching for a signal, though. Jesse doesn't know what the hell is taking so long. And then Jane, as she's sitting there in a lawn chair next to Jesse looking at this TV that's searching for a signal, kind of puts her hand out and touches Jesse's hand. And then they hold hands to end the episode. So, okay episode of Breaking Bad. I'll score it an 8.0 out of 10. My characters of the episode, for the guys, Walt. For the ladies, Skyler. Skyler's really pregnant and went out and got a job and is already in her boss's good graces. So you've heard what I have to say. Now, of course, it's your turn. Now, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, or Better Call Saul, or Breaking Bad, or El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash that like button. It really does help out, and the channel has actually been doing really good lately with these review videos that I do, so I appreciate all of your support, but leave me more comments. I'm not getting enough comments. Otherwise, it's just me doing the video, and that's it seems like. And then, of course, share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Like I said, leave me lots of comments about your thoughts. Score of the episode, your male and female characters of the episode, any summaries of the episode, any thoughts, any things that I miss, any answers to the questions that I ask, or if you think I could have done a much better job, I get it. Sometimes these are a little generic. Make sure you put that in the comment section. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.